Welcome back to Boxing Hideout TV, home of the ass whooping. I am your host, Juice8888. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about Terrence Crawford's 190K pay per view numbers and the fact that he actually owes Bob Arum an apology. Bob was right. He told you. He said it. He said it. And we're going to discuss it right now. Let's get this going. Welcome back to Boxing Hideout TV, home of the ass whooping. I am your host, Juice8888, aka Juice Berry, either one will work. Today we're going to talk about Terrence Crawford's 190K numbers and the fact that he actually owes Bob Arum an apology, and he's going to find out the hard way that Bob was right in Terrence Crawford's case. Um, he had all the excuses for why Terrence Crawford had all the excuses for why Errol Spence was outselling him as far as the pay per view numbers goes. It was the dance partner all the time. It was the dance partner, and Bob Arum kept saying it's not the dance partner. It's the fact that Terrence Crawford doesn't understand the promotional side of the business. Sometimes fans mistake a packed arena with a packed arena. It's not the same thing. Bud sells out. He's had fights when he was in his hometown of Nebraska, or the state in his hometown in Nebraska, whatever. And those fights are big. They're sold out. They're packed. He's a legend where he's from. This fight with Sean Porter, same thing. It was all the stars were there. It was packed. Yeah, it's not the same thing. Canelo was selling out Texas Stadium. That's a lot of money. It seems like he should have been a billionaire. Those ticket prices, so it's a little different. That's how this all works out. The bigger the fight, the higher the ticket price. The fight's gonna sell out. You can get enough people to get into a boxing arena to sell out a fight easy, especially when the ticket prices are low. It's just a fact. I'll pay $20 to go see a fight all day, every day. Mayweather fights. There was no such thing as a $20 ticket. There's there's no such thing as a $20 ticket. When you say 190K pay-per-views, wow, it's a lot. Mm, Yes. Not if they're projecting more. Okay, they have fees they have to pay for that. If Bud Crawford's fights routinely do under 200,000 pay-per-views, how much of a how much sponsorship money how much sponsorship money uh, are they going to get? How much? Rolly Romero, genius. He may not even know it. From a marketing standpoint, easy to sell a fight. Mayweather and Ellerby figured that out the moment those Tank versus Rolly tickets went on sale. They said, "Oh, hold on, we gotta stop this. This is bigger than we thought. This guy's got a little bit of a following here. Who would have known? He's got this weird fighting style. He's unlikable. They couldn't they couldn't let the Tank fight go on. That would have been cutting off their own head. But Terrence Crawford doesn't have to worry about that at all. Who wants to pay to see fighters talk nice to each other? I'm not asking Terrence to get out of his character and disrespect people. He's not that type of person. He's just not. But with that being said, with that being said, he has no leverage at any negotiation table at all. He can't go to anybody and say, "I demand $4 million a fight or more." That's what Bob Arum was paying him, $4 million a fight guaranteed. Do you know how hard it is to pay $4 million for a fighter and all the card and all the expenses and stuff like that? Do you know how hard it is to pay $4 million to a fighter plus the fees to all the other fighters that are on the card when the headliner is Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postal? If Bob Arum was to make his money back from that fight, that's one hell of a promoter. He had to work his ass off to pay for that spectacle because Terrence gets guaranteed four. Ooh, okay. The fans are like, man, we just want to see the good fights. We just want to see the fights, fight the best. And I'm like, who's gonna pay these guys? Do you know how hard it was to sell the Terrence Crawford first Kell Brook fight to sponsors and advertisers? I believe that fight was on ESPN. That was no pay per view. God bless Sean Porter. Um, I believe that Sean Porter and his dad both owe the public an apology, if not refunds. Or they should donate half their purse to charity or something. They what they did was scam the public. We thought we were going to get blood and guts, Sean Porter. He sold the fight. Terrence didn't sell the fight. Sean Porter sold the fight. Sean Porter, with no power at all, made us think that he was going in for the kill. In this fight, he was going for the gusto. Only hear him post fight interview saying, you know what, I was already planning on retiring anyways. Me and my dad just had an unspoken rule that if I was getting beat up too bad, just stop the fight. Don't let me get thrashed because, I got other stuff to worry about besides this boxing. Good payday though. Their money was guaranteed. Um, these promoters didn't make anything off this fight, and they're gonna have a hard time paying these fighters. They did. I'm sure they have the money to pay them, of course, obviously, but these fights are losses for the promoters. I know this. This was supposed to be a big fight. I know this. These fighters got paid more than they normally do. I know this. This is public record. It was a mandatory. Fighters ordered by the WBO. It's fine. No issue there. Um, and the fight was entertaining while it lasted. And um, as one of the top internet boxing trolls in the game, if not the best, I kind of like the ending. It just made more of a joke out of Crawford's resume. Like he can't catch a break, even in winning. He can't catch a break. This was his first real test with Sean Porter, and the public was normally used to seeing blood and guts Porter. They got uh, the Cubana club Sean. You know what I mean? Touched up a little bit. Hey, I gotta protect my image. I can't be getting beat up out here. Just stop the fight. It's over. I'm done. It was a drop the mic moment to me. It was like, I'm done. Shh, give me my check. I ain't out here for this. I ain't taking no punishment for this. I had stuff to do after this. Sean came out there with no bloody nose or nothing. I ain't mad at him. Terrence was the one who had to get stitched up because of them headbutts. He said, take a couple of these with you. Tack, tack. Put it on him. As a troll, I love what Sean and his dad conspired to do. They fooled the public into thinking that they not only was he going to win the title, he was going to defend it. He said he was planning on retiring, win, lose, or draw. You don't got to put no effort into that. Try your best. Once you realize it's going to get painful and rough, to stop. Now people are saying, damn, Terrence, you beat a fighter who had pretty much one leg out the door. He, the most consoling thing that Sean Porter did was say that Bud hit harder than, or he beat him up more than Arrow did. That's like the consolation prize for Bud. Hey, he told you out of his mouth I beat him up more than the other dude did. See, I always go after you beat this person. If it's such a big win after you beat this person, what did they go on to do afterwards? Did they go on and defend the title 10 times? No. It was their last fight. It was you beat a seasoned vet at the climax of their career. No one knew it was the climax of Sean's career because he made it seem as though he was going to be like blood and guts Porter, you know what I mean? It wasn't blood and guts Porter, it was scam Porter. Terrence Crawford is going to have to go sell this on his resume to whoever bids on his next fight. And he's going to say, you know what, even with Sean Porter, you see the numbers we did. And Canelo just did 800K plus. Compare that to a little 190. Canelo 800K, 190. Canelo did 4 times more than Bud and then some. Higher cost tickets, higher cost pay per view, higher cost undercard. Bud owes Bob Arum an apology. All the money that I lost promoting Terrence Crawford, I could have built a mansion in Beverly Hills. Everyone other than trolls like the trolls, you know how we do. We caught that. We understood that. Everyone's, oh, Bob Arum's dissing his own fighter. He's not supposed to say that stuff publicly. What the hell? Why not? Shit is true. Fans asking him to pay for fights. He's losing money on this dude. Good boxer does nothing at all to promote himself at all as a fighter. You don't see him on Trevor Noah. Where's Bud's appearance on the late night show somewhere? What has he done to let you know that he's even got a fight coming up? I believe DAZN and Triller have learned their lesson about overpaying for these fighters. Terrence isn't getting no 4 million per fight. Ain't no promoter in their right mind gonna do that. He has no resume at all to suggest that he's worth that. Nothing. He does nothing at all to help the promotions at all, other than win his fight. For for Bob Arum to put up the money for Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford fight, he would need PBC to go half in on it, and he really just would need to cover Bud's expenses. That's what he would have had to do because that fight, to fight fans, it's a great fight. To the sports world, no one knows who Terrence Crawford is. They don't, and he does nothing to change that in any way at all. They took the Mansion statement as a diss from Bob Arum to Terrence Crawford rather than at it as at a lesson to learn on, a lesson to learn from. Terrence, please do something to help me out here. I'm trying to get you this money, but you're not doing anything to help the promotion. I'm the one paying for this. What sponsors are going to support? What sponsors are going to come and help out? Bob Arum owes Terrence Crawford an apology. If anyone can explain to us how that Bob Arum is supposed to get his money back from a guy who doesn't promote his own fight, I just don't get it. The mansion statement should have been used for advice. Please do something to make yourself more marketable. But people took it as a diss. Bob Arum's the one losing the millions. Millions. He's not losing 10, a couple $100 here. Millions. I know we don't like the promoters and we hate them and we call them scum and all this other nonsense. We don't like them, I get it. But come on. Asking a businessman to throw away money is ridiculous. Come on now. The owner should be on the fighter to improve his marketability. Once again, I'm Juice 888-888. There's 4 8s in there, aka Juiceberry. I'm signing out with BoxingHideoutTV.com. Go to YouTube, go to BoxingHideout.com, go to the social media pages, like our stuff. Terrence Crawford owes Bob Arum an apology, probably some money too. Anyways, make sure you go subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Go register at BoxingHideout.com. Go to our social media pages. And I'll catch you next time for the next video. I'm out. BoxingHideout.com. Go register. If they give you some trouble, man, just give them the middle finger and tell them Drew sent you. Peace.